Yo, what's up with y'all? Today we're gonna be making these two streetwear designs. So yeah, stay tuned. Let's get into it. Alright, to start off with design, you're gonna need some inspiration. You know what I'm saying? So I have my inspirations right here on the left side of my artboard. And what I'm gonna try to do is I'm gonna try to recreate that champion type of vintage champions tee. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going in, write my brand name. It's called Unbroken. And stay tuned, by the way, because I might, you know what I'm saying, drop some of these t-shirts. So if y'all want to get a chance to cop, just stay tuned for the updates. Follow me, subscribe, like, all that. But yeah. So what I do is I choose this font called Garage. It's a similar type, like sports looking font. So I'm really just trying to recreate my inspiration. Not trying to recreate, but like pull certain aspects of my inspiration into my new design to make like a new outcome, you feel me? So I try to like get that warp, like how the words are warping around the circle in the MOBT. So I just go and I make a mesh and I try to recreate it. So this is the final outcome of all that. I just cut it out just so y'all haven't seen me, you know what I'm saying, messing with it. But yeah. I try to choose the color palette. I'm thinking of like a red and like a vintage type of washed, not even a vintage wash, like a off white look, you know what I'm saying? Like the white has been aged. That's the right word for it. Yeah, so I'm going for that aged white and red look. And I just choose like a random color for the background just so I can get that contrast, so I can see actually what I'm working with the colors. Because it's hard to see like that, the aged white on the all white background, if you get what I'm saying. So I kind of warp it and I transform it to fit the way I want it to. So I just go in and I clean up some of the edges. And I think this is a good way to start for designs, because a lot of designs I see are quote unquote TikTok brands. Y'all can't see me, but I'm doing air quotes. But those TikTok brands that I be seeing, it's like they don't have like the, you know what I'm saying, like the creative aspect of it. I think if they just get some inspiration from different clothes, or they just, you know what I'm saying, pictures or images that they see online, they could probably get a better design. You know what I'm saying? I don't think designs are that hard to make. Well, I lied, take that back. Designs aren't that difficult to make if you go into it with a plan. So usually I'll sketch it out on a sketchbook, but right here I'm just pulling inspiration from different images and just throwing it on Illustrator and just see, you know what I'm saying, what I get out of it. And some of these designs actually come out pretty good, so it's not a bad, you know what I'm saying, way to go across it. But yeah, here I just add World Series. Like that's what it says in my inspiration. It says I think 2009 World Series, but I'm not even gonna do all that. I'm gonna just put World Series, change the tracking across the whole word, and just throw it on top. And I'm also doing like longer videos because I see people in the comments was like, yeah, you're going too fast, this and that. So I was like, okay, I'm trying to slow down, but with that, like the video is gonna be a little longer because if y'all don't know, these designs take me about like 2 hours to make. You know what I'm saying? So the video is probably gonna be around 30 minutes if I cut everything down. But that's still, you know what I'm saying, a longer form video than what I'm usually doing. So y'all gotta sit here and watch the whole video. You feel me? So what I do right here is I'm trying to get like that drop shadow look. So basically, I just go and I make a duplicate, then I make it black and I send it to the back. But I don't really like the way that looks because I don't know, this doesn't look right to me. So what I end up doing, I'm trying to readjust it right here. But what I end up doing is I make a duplicate of the black and I go and I make a blending mask. I go and I make a blend and I blend it from black to black. So it looks like that solid drop shadow like look. And I just put that behind the main typeface and I achieve that drop shadow look. I just have to readjust it the way I want to, but it comes out the way I want it. So what I do here is I use the type on the path tool, and I notice in some of my inspirations that they have words going around a little circle. So what I do is I put my brand slogan and I just make it typed on a circle and I just slap it on a design. And what you want to do when you pull inspiration from different clothes, images, is you want to make it fit your brand identity. If you get what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, I'm using my logo and my slogan and signatures and stuff, you know what I'm saying, to make it fit my brand identity. So that's what you want to do if you're going about making designs for your brand. Here I'm just trying to choose a font. I just use Helvetica regular. Now I just try to transform it to the way I want to. You know what I'm saying? Now, at this point in the design, I didn't know what I wanted to go in this circle, so I just kind of like flow with it. I just do something, you know what I'm saying? So it's a baseball tee, so I end up getting a picture of the bat. So this is how easy it is to make certain designs. So all I did is got a picture of a bat from Google, and I image traced it. I think I used high fidelity photo. And then I just go in, I expand it, and I just ungroup it, and I take away all the unnecessary parts that I don't want, you know what I'm saying? And then I just group everything back together, and I just make it one solid color, and you got the baseball bat. And usually, I would probably like draw it out and vectorize it, but I'm just showing y'all how easy it is to make designs for your brand. So what I do is I get the bat that I just traced, and I kind of make a broken bat, because my name's Unbroken, so I kind of like make a broken bat, and there's some artifact in here. I don't know what happened, but it's all cool. So I kind of, you know what I'm saying, cut into it with the scissor tool, make it like a broken bat, and kind of placing it in the middle where I wanted it at. So what I do is I take what I have now, and I'm trying to visualize it on a shirt. So I have these shirt mock-ups, as y'all know, and I just slap it on one of the mock-ups that I have. And that tech pack mock-up vector pack is coming soon. Y'all stay tuned. I'm just still trying to build up all the garments on it, so y'all stay tuned. I will be dropping soon, probably when I hit, you know what I'm saying, 1,000 subs. So y'all be on the lookout for that. But anyways, now here I just changed the color of the words of my slogan just to match the color palette that I have. I switched the design to the back of the t-shirt because it's like a bigger design, so I want it to be on the back of the t-shirt. That's going, and I outline the baseball bat with a white stroke, just trying to get it to pop more, you know what I'm saying? Now, I use the pen tool and I don't know why, but I always draw flames in my designs. I don't know why, I just like the way the flames look. So I try to freehand flames with the pencil tool, but they come out looking real bad. And I usually use a drawing tablet. I have a Vayak drawing tablet, but I don't know, I was just lazy right here. I didn't go and get up and get my drawing tablet and plug it in, so I just freehanded with the mouse I have on my MacBook Pro. I mean my MacBook Air. These flames not looking too bad, so I just end up rolling with it. I close the 2 points on the path to make a closed shape. And then I use the contrast and red colors on the inside of the white circle. Then I go in, I isolate select the flames, and I'm trying to get it to fit in that circle, if that makes sense. Like at the bottom is a square, and now I'm trying to make it like circular at the bottom. So what I end up doing is I get the curvature tool and I add a point and kind of like drag it out just to give it like a nice circular bottom. So as you see here, it kind of like looks a little better. And I go ahead and I clean up the back. Now I'm looking at this, the flames really don't look that good, but it's okay. I just clean up some of the points right here, and I end up using the smooth tool, just trying to smooth out the rough edges that I made with the pen tool. And then is I kind of warp the word champions into that circular to match the slogan that I have. I don't know, I feel like it looks a little better. It looks way more put together once I did it like that. And then you just like readjust everything. So I just throw it on the vector mockup just to see how it looks. And it looks way better than, you know what I'm saying, the design I had before. So yeah. So then what I end up doing is I copy it and I paste it in Photoshop just to actually visualize how it would look if I did want to drop this piece and get it printed. So I just throw it on a mock-up, kind of resize it a little bit. Then I end up making a displacement map for the design, and I'm using a mock-up from the Visual Pharmacy. Shout out them boys, you know what I'm saying, for the free mock-up. So y'all go to visualpharmacy.com right now and go download that mock-up. And then I changed the blending mode a little bit just to make it look more realistic, like it's on the shirt. And I really like the way this mock-up came out. I really like the colors, so yeah, it's pretty much design 1. So let's get on to design 2. Alright y'all, so y'all see my inspiration for design 2. I like the colors and the typeface of that purple design, and I also like the heart, how it's like in flames. So I try to, like, you know what I'm saying, match the font the best I can. I think that's that font, so I use that, and I kind of change the kerning a little bit, and I try to experiment. I usually use the pen tool to take away or edit fonts, but I'm trying to see. I use the knife tool and the scissor tool. Let's see if it works the same. But yeah, it didn't work for me. So onto the knife tool, and I just did all kinds of dumb shit. So I just go back to the pen tool and I just edit the font to try and match it the way that I want. So I go and I make them outlines, and then I'm readjusting the kerning and the serifs on the typeface, kind of like deleting them, trying to make it get a little closer together. And then what I'm gonna do is, so I'm gonna try to like I don't really want to recreate that typeface, but I really like the way it looks, so I kind of go for something very, very similar to it. So kind of like make the U in the end real big, like oversized, and then I take away that little serif thing on the end so I can get it a little more closer to the K. So I wanted to add that cross that the inspiration had. So what I do, I just duplicate the end, and I go on with the knife tool, and I kind of make that little cross type, you know what I'm saying? But kind of look like an upside down cross, and I just, you know what I'm saying, I just don't want to put that out. Hypothetically, if I do want to drop this, so I just use the top part of it and make a right side up cross. Then I select everything. I want to I don't want all the edges really sharp, so I kind of like use the points, and I kind of like soften the edges just a little bit. And then I try to get that little waviness that the inspiration have. So I just go on with another mesh, a warp mesh, and I kind of select each point on opposite sides, and I kind of just warp it, try and make that wavy look. Then I expand it, and then I get rid of that other little serif type thing on the U, and the thing that's holding it together, because it looks kind of like an H to me, so I get rid of that. And then I just readjust it with the pen tool. Then I just go and copy the color. I really like this like purplish type vintage washed pink color, so I use that. And then I'm trying to like readjust the kerning again, because once you add the stroke, it makes it a little more thick. So just trying to readjust everything, make sure everything looks solid, you know what I'm saying? Then I go and I want to recreate that heart or something similar to it. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. So here again, I'm being lazy, and I'm just using the pen tool, the pencil tool, with my mouse on my MacBook. But yeah, it's not looking pretty good. So what I do is I just stop being lazy. I go and I get up and I go grab my pen tool, plug it in. I go to Photoshop, and I use the symmetrical tool, and I just go ahead and I draw a heart. It's going to take a couple tries, but eventually I get it right the way I want to look. And I go and add these flames around it. I don't know what it is about the flames. I really just like the way they look, you know what I'm saying? And I get that it's like overplayed and overused nowadays, but I ain't gonna lie, I just like the way it looks, you know what I'm saying? And then yeah, that's pretty much the heart that I drew. So now what I do is I go in with the eraser tool. I use the hard eraser brush. And I kind of just clean up all the parts that I don't want in the design. So yeah, as you can see, making designs and like logos, whatever, it's not that hard. You just gotta practice, you know what I'm saying? I've been doing this right now for about a year, so I'm still not really that good at everything that I need to be good at, but I'm good enough. Yeah, so I take that and I just put it in Illustrator. And then when I do, all you gotta do is image trace it, and you want to get rid of the white background, and boom, you got a vector image of the heart that I just drew. So I want it to match the color. So what I'm trying to do is I want to play around with it to see how I want it. I might want it hollow, so I just offset the path. And then I choose that same wash, like pink color. But it doesn't look how I envisioned it, you know what I'm saying? So I try to like change it around a little bit. So now what I just end up doing is I just change it to a solid color. So I get a rectangle, I change it to that same off-white color. I like that color. It's like that cream kind of vintage looking color. I go and I send it to the back. I select everything, and then I get the shape builder tool and I build these individual shapes of the heart and the flames. So what I end up doing is I do two variations of this. I do the pink heart with the off-white flames, and then I do an inverse just to see how it looks. With designs, you really have to play around with stuff. So the first design, the first idea you have is not, again, I always say this, but it's not always your best. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta play around with it, see how everything looks. I might like the way it looks with the purple and the white flames, but I might like the inverse, so I try that as well. But I didn't, so I end up just throwing it off to the side and using the original one I had. So I try to get the drop shadow effect again. So I just go select the two words, choose blending options, and I do like 150 steps. And I again transform it just to make it look like it's coming out, like it's bulging outwards towards you. And then I'm trying to incorporate the heart somewhere in this with a typeface. I like it like that, and then I give it a slight warp, like a slight arc downwards, and I make a duplicate and throw it off to the side just in case I mess up. I have a saving point. Now, because I chose so many steps and I made a duplicate, there's a lot of points on screen, and my Illustrator starts to slow down just a little bit. You can notice here, but I'll get into that a little bit later. Then put my slogan, "Don't let this world break you," just on the bottom, and chill out. I know I misspelled break. I'm gonna fix it later on. But yeah, I just use like this real thick Helvetica looking font, and I just put it underneath the main typeface. And here I save it just because Illustrator is starting to slow down. I copy it, and then I bring it to my vector mockup template. I just copy the previous one I did, and just get rid of the design, and paste my new design. Here it takes a while to paste, so yeah. So what I do is I expand it. I'm trying to group everything together, the background, and I make another duplicate just in case something goes wrong. I have that duplicate, and that was my mistake right there. So I use the shape builder to put everything together, and my Illustrator crashes. So I went and I reopened it. I continue working, and I changed the letters of my slogan to like that off-white kind of color. Looking pretty good, if you ask me. Then I go into my vector pack that I made. Link in the description if you want that. And I go and I get this star. And I get this swirl thing also from my vector mockup pack. Link in the description if you want that. And I make it this off-white color again. I'm just trying to play around with some of the shapes and try and get a new like look. So then I save right here because Illustrator is slowing down again. I go in and I try to find a place for this like swirl shape. I readjust the star and I make it an off-white color because I think it looks way better just bigger and with a stroke and on like one side of the heart. So I select everything so I can, you know what I'm saying, maneuver it a little better off the t-shirt mock-up. So I send the swirl off to the back, and then I make the words black so I can see it a little better, and then I just adjust the swirl shape. I kind of distort it, kind of drag it out the length of the typeface. Then I kind of distort it again to try to make it the whole length of the design. trying to play around with different colors, but I think I'm gonna just stick with the color palette that I have. I just clean it up, clean up the shapes a little bit. Then I move the heart just a little tad bit. I bring the typeface to the front. Then I select everything. And I try to move it, and my Illustrator crashes. So I open it up again. I remake the design because it didn't save, so I had to redo what I did. And I tried to, so it won't crash again, I tried to group the typeface together because there's just a bunch of points on the screen right now. It's 150 points. So what I do is I try to like group it together so it won't like mess up again. So I end up going to do that, and it takes forever to load, as you see here. I stop it, and then Illustrator crashes again. So at this point, I just cut off Illustrator. I just came back to it later, and I pretty much quit. But yeah, this is the final design. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. This is the second one. And comment down below if I drop these, what y'all caught. But let me know what y'all think in the comments, and we out. Peace.